do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlyn Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
I think I'll just be the female version of Steph Curry.
When NBA legend Steph Curry stepped into the spotlight, not to talk championships or three-pointers, but to fiercely defend rising star Caitlyn Clark, no one saw it coming. The media storm surrounding Caitlyn had reached a boiling point, with critics slamming her from every direction. But Curry, known for his calm demeanor, broke his silence with a passionate statement that stunned fans.
When they get to kind of plant their flag, what Valkyrie basketball means around here, so I'm pretty excited to watch it.
Silenced haters and lit up social media. So, what did he say that left everyone speechless? And why has his bold defense changed the entire conversation around Caitlyn Clark forever? The silence that spoke volumes. Caitlyn Clark has captured the hearts of basketball fans everywhere. With her incredible skills, dazzling shooting range, and an unstoppable drive to get better every day, she has quickly become one of the brightest young stars in the sport. Her talent is the kind that only comes along once in a generation. A player who doesn't just play the game, but changes how it's played. Fans cheer loudly for her every move, thrilled to watch her rewrite the rules with her energy and style. But while Caitlyn was shining on the court, something strange and troubling was happening behind the scenes. The WNBA, the league she represents, stayed oddly silent as she became the target of unfair treatment. Every game, Caitlyn faced cheap fouls and rough hits that seemed designed to slow her down or throw her off her rhythm. These were not the normal bumps and bruises of a tough sport. These were hits that felt personal and unnecessary. And off the court, the media weren't always kind either. Instead of celebrating her rise, some critics focused on tearing her down with harsh words and doubts about her place in the league. Despite all this, the league itself didn't step in. No official statements defended her. No stronger penalties were handed down to protect her from the hits. No public support came from the league's leadership. This silence from the WNBA was shocking, especially when the player under fire was arguably the biggest star the league had seen in years. Fans grew angry. They saw a glaring injustice. Commentators and analysts were hesitant to speak out openly, unsure how to break through the quiet that had settled over the league's response. But beneath that silence, a storm was quietly gathering. This was not just about missed calls by referees or momentary lapses in judgment on the court. It was about something bigger, a league that was watching its shining star being battered and bruised, both physically and in the court of public opinion, and choosing to do almost nothing to stop it. Then, suddenly, the silence broke. And it wasn't the WNBA that shattered the quiet. It wasn't the league or its officials who finally raised their voices. The voice that broke through came from the most powerful and respected figures in basketball, the biggest names in the NBA, legends and stars who couldn't watch in silence anymore. Their words were bold, raw, and unapologetic. They defended Caitlyn Clark with passion, standing up not just for her skills, but for her right to be treated fairly and with respect. This moment marked a turning point, not just for Caitlyn, but for the sport itself. It showed the world that her struggle wasn't invisible, that she wasn't alone, and that the barriers between men's and women's basketball were beginning to crumble. The silence was gone. The storm had arrived, and it was louder than anyone had expected. Now that the silence has been broken, what's being said about Caitlyn Clark? Who dared to speak out and why? Is the attention she's getting truly deserved? Let's dive into the details. NBA Titans break their silence. When real basketball legends speak, the entire sports world stops and listens. Their voices carry weight far beyond just what happens on the court. They influence fans, shape opinions, and sometimes even change the course of history. So when Steph Curry, widely known as one of the greatest shooters in basketball history, stood up to defend Caitlyn Clark, it wasn't just a casual compliment. It was a powerful statement, a bold call to action, and a serious warning to the basketball world. Steph didn't just say, "She's good." He openly criticized the WNBA for failing to protect Caitlyn, who was getting roughed up on the court and ignored by the league's leadership. His words cut through the background noise, making it crystal clear. Caitlyn deserves respect, support, and fair treatment. When a superstar of Curry's level speaks that strongly, everyone in basketball pays attention. And Steph's voice was just the beginning. LeBron James, who has been the face of basketball for nearly 20 years, didn't hold back either. He called Caitlyn a true game changer. LeBron knows firsthand what it takes to shift the culture of a sport, and by praising Caitlyn, he acknowledged that she's doing exactly that for women's basketball. She's bringing in more fans, more respect, and shining a bright spotlight on a league that's long been overlooked. Then there's Luka Doncic, the Slovenian star who seems to play basketball like magic. Luka didn't offer a simple compliment. He named Caitlyn the best active women's basketball player. That's huge coming from someone playing at the very top level of the sport. Luka sees her skill, her determination, and the huge impact she's already having. He knows she's already one of the best. Even Trae Young, famous for his fearless long-range shots, joined in. He invited Caitlyn to a three-point shooting contest at the NBA All-Star event. It was playful, sure, but also a powerful sign of respect from one sharpshooter to another, showing Caitlyn is already on the same level. Tyrese Halliburton, an NBA All-Star known for his calm and steady style, placed Caitlyn among the 5 most famous basketball players in the world, men and women combined. Think about that. Caitlyn's fame and influence stand right alongside legends like LeBron and Steph. This isn't empty praise, it's honest recognition of her massive impact on the sport and its culture. These weren't polite, scripted PR comments. They were real, raw, and honest words from players who know the game deeply and understand what it means to be a true star. Their message couldn't be clearer. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a rising star. She's a generational force redefining basketball in real time. Backed by NBA legends, she's not waiting for change. She is the change. Now let's explore how Caitlyn Clark crossed the line from WNBA star to global icon, more than a player. When Caitlyn Clark steps onto the basketball court, something electric happens. It's not just a game. It's an event that fills arenas with roaring fans and breaks TV viewing records. Every time she plays in the WNBA, the excitement is palpable. People aren't merely watching. They are fully captivated, glued to the screen, and talking non-stop on social media. The atmosphere buzzes with energy, and primetime broadcasts are drawing more viewers than ever before. Simply put, Caitlyn Clark is changing the game like few before her. What makes her so special? Sure, she can shoot from unbelievable distances with incredible accuracy, draining three-pointers that leave defenders stunned. Her passing is sharp, smart, and creative, setting up teammates to score effortlessly. Add to that her confidence and undeniable swagger, which make her one of the most thrilling players to watch. But that's just the surface. What truly sets Caitlyn apart is the massive impact she's making, not only on the court but on basketball as a whole. Take NBA star and champion Pascal Siakam. When asked who gets the most fan love, he didn't mention any of his NBA peers. Instead, he pointed to Caitlyn Clark, comparing the excitement she brings to the biggest names in men's basketball. This wasn't just a compliment, it was a powerful recognition that Caitlyn commands admiration far beyond typical boundaries, regardless of league or gender. Obi Toppin, another NBA player known for his flair and energy, praised Caitlyn in a way that went deeper than polite respect. He saw her as an equal, a fellow basketball warrior whose passion and skill match those of the men he plays with. Obi's recognition is rare and meaningful, as it acknowledges Caitlyn not just as a women's basketball star, but as a world-class athlete on her terms. Perhaps the most remarkable voice is Steph Curry's, widely considered the greatest shooter in NBA history. Steph doesn't just respect Caitlyn, he reveres her. He says she reminds him of himself, a true passing of the torch. This means Caitlyn isn't only talented, she's a revolutionary player, changing the sport in her own right. When elite NBA players, Men who've spent their lives competing at the highest levels speak about Caitlyn Clark in the same language they use for their top peers. It reveals something profound. Caitlyn isn't just closing the gap between men's and women's basketball, she's shattering it. She's breaking down old ideas about what women's basketball can be and what female athletes can achieve. More than just joining the conversation, Caitlyn is leading it. Her game, energy, and influence are reshaping basketball and inspiring a whole new generation of players and fans. In a world where sports often stay divided by gender, Caitlyn Clark proves that true greatness has no limits. Her rise isn't just a personal victory, it's a movement that's turning heads, smashing records, and rewriting the rules. And this, without a doubt, is just the beginning. Why does Steph Curry's voice carry such powerful weight in defending Caitlyn Clark? Is it because he truly understands what greatness means, or is he simply moved by emotion? Let's take a closer look at who Steph Curry really is. The revolutionary sharpshooter. Stephen Curry, famously known as Steph Curry, is the superstar point guard for the Golden State Warriors in the National Basketball Association, NBA. Known for his jaw-dropping shooting skills and game-changing presence, Curry has become one of the most iconic and influential players in basketball history. His journey to greatness began in 2009 when he was picked 7th overall in the NBA draft. Before that, he had already made a name for himself playing college basketball at Davidson, where his incredible shooting and leadership caught the attention of the entire basketball world. Over the course of his professional career, which has now spanned an impressive 16 seasons, Curry has stayed loyal to the Golden State Warriors. He has been the heart and soul of the team, guiding them to multiple championships and transforming the way basketball is played. With 4 NBA championship titles under his belt, Curry has proven himself on the biggest stages. But it's not just about the rings. He's also earned some of the highest individual honors in the sport. He's a 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player, MVP. And what's even more impressive is that one of those wins was unanimous, meaning every voter agreed he was the best player in the league that season. That had never happened before in NBA history. In 2022, he also added the long-awaited NBA Finals MVP award to his resume, solidifying his legacy as a complete champion who shines under pressure. Curry has a trophy shelf that seems to never stop growing. He's a 2-time MVP of the NBA All-Star Game and was named the league's Clutch Player of the Year, an award recognizing those who deliver in the most intense moments of the game. In the 2022 playoffs, he became the first player to win the NBA Western Conference Finals MVP, another groundbreaking achievement. Known worldwide for his incredible ability to shoot from long distances, Curry holds more three-point records than any other player in the game. His quick release, deep range, and fearless confidence have completely changed how modern basketball is played. Young players now grow up trying to shoot like Steph, and teams across the NBA have adjusted their styles because of him. But Curry's success isn't limited to the NBA. On the international stage, he's proudly represented Team USA and brought home multiple gold medals. He won 2 golds at the FIBA World Cup and added another gold to his collection at the 2024 Summer Olympics, further proving that he can dominate on any court in the world. More than just a player, Steph Curry is a movement. Whether it's lighting up the scoreboard, leading his team to glory, or inspiring millions of fans across the globe, his influence runs deep. From Davidson College to Olympic gold, Curry's legacy is built on hard work, dazzling skill, and an unshakable belief that no shot is ever out of reach. If a superstar like Steph Curry is defending Caitlyn Clark, does that mean all NBA players share his view? Let's uncover how some NBA stars have either looked away or picked sides in the Caitlyn Clark movement. Silent shadows and bold choices. While Caitlyn Clark has received incredible support from some of basketball's biggest stars, not everyone has joined the chorus. The reality is, the backing she's gotten hasn't been universal. Some key figures in the sport have stayed silent when it mattered most. Others have even chosen sides in ways that spoke louder than any cheer could. Take Jason Tatum, for example. When asked about his favorite WNBA player, he completely skipped over Caitlyn's name. Instead, he gave a brief, emotionless answer, mentioning a different star without any explanation or praise for the player who has been carrying the league on her back. It wasn't just an oversight, it was a cold dismissal. That kind of silence isn't just disappointing for fans, it's telling. It reveals a subtle resistance that Caitlyn still faces, even from some who should be inspired by her rise. Then there's Kevin Durant. The expectations were high when he was asked to name his favorite female athlete. The world waited, hoping to hear Caitlyn's name, someone who's been dominating headlines, breaking records, and drawing crowds like no other. Instead, Durant chose to spotlight Angel Reese, Caitlyn's biggest rival. This wasn't a casual preference. It was a clear choice to shine the light elsewhere, effectively sidelining Caitlyn. To many, it felt like a deliberate snub, a quiet way of pushing back against the incredible momentum she's built. Why does this matter so much? Because these moments aren't just about individual opinions. They highlight something deeper, a cultural tension underneath the surface. It's about jealousy, discomfort, and sometimes even strategic politics that come into play when someone shakes up the established order. Caitlyn's rapid rise isn't just a sports story. It's a challenge to old attitudes and existing power structures. It forces people to confront change, something not everyone is comfortable doing. This quiet resistance, whether born from envy, fear, or personal preference, shows just how profound Caitlyn's impact really is. When giants hesitate, when stars don't fully embrace her, it's a sign that she's not just breaking records, she's breaking barriers. Her presence unsettles people because she represents a new era, an era where women's basketball commands attention, respect, and serious consideration alongside men's basketball. And that's the true significance of what's happening here. Caitlyn Clark isn't simply winning games or scoring points. She's sparking a cultural reckoning. Her story forces us to see the challenges female athletes face, not just on the court, but in the minds and hearts of those around them. It's about acceptance, equality, and the difficult journey toward genuine recognition. So, while the praise from many NBA stars has been powerful and inspiring, the silence and shade from others reveal just how much work remains. Caitlyn's rise shines a light on the good, the bad, and the complicated realities of sports culture today. And if anything, those quiet moments of resistance only prove that she's making a bigger impact than anyone expected, one that even the giants can't ignore. Caitlyn Clark's power goes beyond her skills on the court. It lies in the silence she breaks, the fears she confronts, and the quiet revolution she's igniting. Now, let's explore how Caitlyn Clark is transforming women's basketball and breaking down every barrier in her way. The fearless trailblazer revolutionizing women's basketball. What Caitlyn Clark is doing right now is far from just a passing moment. It isn't some brief burst of success or a temporary spotlight that fades away after a while. This is not simply hype or a trend that will disappear. No, what she's creating goes beyond all of that. It's history in the making. She's carrying the entire WNBA on her shoulders, forcing not just the league, but the whole basketball world to finally pay attention. Every time she steps onto the court, Caitlyn faces more than just the opposing team. She faces harsh criticism, unfair judgments, and intense pressure. The hits she takes aren't just physical, though those are plenty, but also mental and emotional. She has to deal with hate from fans and unfair headlines in the media. Yet, instead of responding with anger or complaints, Caitlyn answers in the one way she knows best, through her game. She lets her talent and performance speak louder than any words ever could. This kind of resilience and skill is rare. It's the kind of presence that makes even the greatest basketball legends take notice and speak out. When well-known stars begin to recognize a young player, it shows that something real and important is happening. Caitlyn isn't just changing how people watch women's basketball. She's changing the league itself. She's pushing past limits, challenging old ideas, and proving what a player, and especially a female athlete, can achieve. Her impact is felt everywhere. Crowds are growing larger, TV ratings are rising, and new fans are tuning in just to see her play. The excitement she brings isn't only about scoring points or making jaw-dropping plays. It's about inspiring people, breaking down barriers, and opening doors for future players. She's showing that the WNBA is not just a smaller or lesser league. It's a powerful and thrilling stage filled with stars who deserve respect and admiration. Because of Caitlyn, the WNBA is stepping into the spotlight more than ever before. The league is growing with bigger sponsors, better contracts, and improved conditions for players. All signs point to a new era, and Caitlyn Clark is leading the charge. With every dribble, pass, and shot, she pushes this change forward. What's most impressive is how she refuses to be limited by others' opinions or outdated expectations. Some people try to define her by her age, her gender, or the obstacles she faces. But Caitlyn lets only her talent and hard work tell her story. She's breaking the mold and becoming truly extraordinary. The game has already shifted because of her. She has forced fans, players, and leagues to rethink how they see women's basketball. Caitlyn Clark is no longer just a rising star. She is a trailblazer rewriting the future of the sport. And the most exciting and perhaps frightening part? This is only the beginning of her journey. The challenges will get bigger, the spotlight brighter, and the pressure heavier. But if her early success shows anything, it's that she's ready to face it all head-on and change basketball forever. So, what do you think about what Steph Curry said to defend Caitlyn Clark? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.